Hey everyone, it's Miss Spencer. Today we'll be reviewing place value. The objective for today is students will be able to compare the value of digits in a multi-digit whole number and represent whole numbers in different forms. Let's start by creating a place value chart. We're going to start by naming each place value. We have the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000s place, 100,000s place, and millions place. Here we see that we have a ones cube. We need 10 ones cubes to make one tens rod. That means the tens place is 10 times greater than the ones place. Here, we need 10 tens rods to make one hundreds grid. Since we need 10 tens rod to make one hundreds grid, the hundreds place is 10 times greater than the tens place. We also need 10 hundreds to make one thousands cube. Since we need 10 hundreds grids to make one thousands cube, the thousands place is 10 times greater than the hundreds place. We can continue this pattern and see that the 10,000s place is 10 times greater than the thousands place. The 100,000s place is 10 times greater than the 10,000s place, and the millions place is 10 times greater than the 100,000s place. The pattern is that each time you go one place value to the left, it's 10 times greater than the place value to its right. This is why we call it the base 10 system. Now let's compare going from the ones place to the hundreds place. We would need 100 ones cubes to make one hundreds grid. So the hundreds place is 100 times greater than the ones place. We can also see that we move over 2 places to the left to get from the ones to the hundreds. Each time we go to one place value to the left, it's 10 times greater. So since we're going 2 places, we'd do 10 times 10, which is 100. So the hundreds place is 100 times greater than the ones place. Now let's compare the thousands place to the tens place. Here, we'd move over 2 places to the left. So that's 10 times 10, which is also 100. So the thousands place is 100 times greater than the tens place. Now let's compare the 10,000s place to the hundreds place. If we started in the hundreds place, we'd move over 2 place values to the left. So that's 10 times 10, which is 100. So the 10,000s place is 100 times greater than the 100,000s place. We can see when we move 2 places to the left, we are getting 100 times greater. So now we're going to compare 3 place values to the left. We know that we would need 1,000 ones cubes to make 1,000s cube. We're moving over 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So that's 10 times 10, which is 100, and 100 times 10, which is 1,000. So the thousands place is 1,000 times greater than the ones place. Starting at the tens place to the 10,000s place, we would go over 1, 2, 3 places to the left. That's 10 times 10, which is 100, and 100 times 10, which is 1,000. So the 10,000s place is 1,000 times greater than the tens place. When we're moving 3 places to the left, we're getting 1,000 times greater. So the hundreds place, when compared to the hundreds, that would be moving over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, is 1,000 times greater. Now let's go ahead and represent numbers in different forms. Let's start with the standard form. The standard form for a number is how we normally see it. It's the standard, 7,462. When you see these digits that create a number, this is known as standard form. We're going to represent this number in word form. However we say or read the number is how we would write it. So the sevens in the thousands place, so it would be 7,400, because the 4 is in the hundreds place, and 62. So 7,462. Notice there's no and in our word form because and means decimal point. Since this is a multi-digit whole number with no decimal, we do not use the word and. Now let's represent 7,462 in expanded form. There's 2 ways we can do this. Expanded form is where you stretch the number out as far as it goes to represent each value of each place. So we have 7 in the thousands place, so that's 7,000, plus 4s in the hundreds place, so 400, plus the 6s in the tens place, so plus 60, and the 2 is in the ones place, so it's plus 2. 7,000 plus 400 plus 60 plus 2. We can also use multiplication to help us write this number in expanded form. What we do is we use the digit that we see and multiply it by its place value. So the 7 is in the 1,000s place, so it's 7 times 1,000. The 4 is in the hundreds place, so it's 4 times 100. The 6 is in the tens place, so it's 6 times 10. And the 2 is in the ones place, so it's 2 times 1. Now we're going to go ahead and represent this number in unit form. Unit form is where we say the digit and then the place value it's in. We can represent this number in unit form in multiple ways. One way would be to stretch it out as far as it goes and recognize each place value. So the 7's in the thousands place, so we have 7,000. The 4 is in the hundreds place, so 400s. The 6 is in the tens place, so 6 tens. And the 2 is in the ones place, so 2 ones. We can also combine place values. So here we have a 7 in the thousands place. Here we have 4 hundreds and 6 tens, which can also be represented as 46 tens since the 6 is in the tens place. And then we have 2 ones. We can combine place values further, and we can say 74 hundredths because there's 4 in the hundreds place, so there's a total of 74 hundredths, and then 62 ones. Any of those ways is acceptable for unit form. Let's try one more number, writing it in all these different forms. We're going to represent 12,805 in standard word expanded in unit form. Remember, standard form is how we normally see a number. It's the standard. Word form is how we would read this number. So we see it as 12,805. Notice we didn't use the word and because there's no decimal point. Now we're going to write this number in expanded form, which is where we stretch it as far as it can go. Remember, there's 2 ways we can write in expanded form. Here, we can just add each of the place values. So we have 10,000 because a 1 is in the 10,000s place, plus 2,000 because the 2 is in the thousands place, plus 800 because the 8 is in the hundreds place, plus 5 because the 5 is in the ones place. We can also use multiplication for expanded form. What we would do is we would use the digit we see times the place value it's in. So the 1 is in the 10,000s place, so 1 times 10,000, plus the 2 is in the thousands place, so 2 times 1,000, plus the 8 is in the hundreds place, so 8 times 100, plus the 5 is in the ones place, so 5 times 1. Now let's represent this number in unit form. Here we have 1 10,000 because there's a 1 in the 10,000s place, 2,000s because the 2 is in the thousands place, 800s because the 8 is in the hundreds place, and 5 ones because the 5 is in the ones place. We can combine place values and see that there's a total of 12 thousandths, so we have 12 thousandths here, 80 tenths because there's a 0 in the tens place, so we have a total of 80 tens, and then 5 ones. Another way we can write this is 12,000 because the 2 is in the thousands place, and then 805 since the 5 is in the ones place.